r/Pettyrevenge. I caught my partner cheating, so I covered his whole house in glitter. That is literally it. I caught him cheating by looking through his trash, literally lol, emails, and found some pretty graphic emails from the other woman. Confirmed he was with her that day through his Google Maps tracking. So I got every bit of loose glitter I owned and I went to his house and scattered it. In his bed, his couch, his chairs, his toilets, his clothes, his iron flat top stove. I know I'll be okay and I'm going to heal. But guess who probably won't ever be able to fully get rid of all the glitter? Top comments: if you really want to be diabolical, mix the glitter with granulated sugar. Not only will he not be able to get rid of the glitter, but he'll also have a never-ending parade of ants. Edit: LOL, don't actually do this. That's some chemical weapons grade revenge there, banned in the Geneva Convention, but don't worry, it's okay to do it sometimes, just like waterboarding. Am I the a-hole for walking out of my sister's wedding after finding out why my son was excluded? My sister, 30F, got married yesterday.
I, 32M, was so happy for her and agreed to help her out.
She told me that the wedding was child-free, which I understand, so I asked my best friend if there was any way he could watch my son and he agreed. I arrived at the wedding and found that it was not child-free. There were probably 15 children there. I was confused, but I didn't want to make a scene, so I waited until my sister came over to me and I asked her what the deal was. What she told me broke my heart and I don't know how I can look at her the same way again.
She confessed that my son, 12M, was excluded because he has an amputated leg.
She said that it would draw attention to him at the wedding. I almost lost it. I could understand if he was going to be disruptive or something, but because of that? I didn't trust myself in that moment, so I just walked out and went home. When I got home, my son asked me why I was back so early, so I made up some excuse and then spent the rest of the day having fun with him because it was the only thing keeping me sane. Since then, I've been getting dozens of messages from people saying how me leaving caused my sister to start crying and the whole wedding was ruined, but I honestly don't care right now. I'm a mess. I'm a single dad, so I don't have someone to help me right now. But these messages are actually making me wonder, am I the a-hole? Today I effed up by punishing the sandwich thief with super spicy Carolina Reaper sauce. In a shared hangar with several workshops, my friends and I rented a small space for our knife-making enterprise. For a year, our shared kitchen and fridge functioned harmoniously, with everyone respecting one another's food. However, an anonymous individual began stealing my sandwiches, consuming half of each one, leaving bite marks, as if to taunt me. Initially, I assumed it was a one-off incident, but when it occurred again, I was determined to act. I prepared sandwiches with an extremely spicy Carolina Reaper sauce, a teaspoon in each, leaving a note warning about the consequences of stealing someone else's food, and went out for lunch. Upon my return, chaos reigned. The atmosphere was one of panic, and a woman's scream cut through the commotion, accompanied by a child's cry. The culprit turned out to be our cleaner's 9-year-old son, who she had been bringing to work during his school's disinfection week. He had made a habit of pilfering from the fridge, bypassing the healthy lunches his mother had prepared, in favor of my sandwiches. The child was in distress, suffering from the intense spiciness of the sauce. In my defense, I explained that the sandwiches were mine and I'd spiked them with hot sauce. The cleaner, initially relieved by my explanation, suddenly became furious, accusing me of trying to harm her child. This resulted in an escalated situation, with the cleaner reporting the incident to our landlord and threatening police intervention. The incident strained relations within the other workshops, siding with the cleaner due to her status as a mother. Consequently, our landlord has given us a month to relocate, adding to our financial struggles. My friends, too, are upset with me. I maintain my innocence, arguing that I had no idea a child was the food thief, and I would never intentionally harm a child. Nevertheless, it seems I am held responsible, accused of creating a huge problem from a seemingly trivial situation. The child is okay. No harm to the health was inflicted. It still was just an edible sauce, just very, very spicy. Edit. Some answers to the most popular questions. 1. The saddest part for me personally is that I accidentally hurt the child. I don't give a damn that I was caught, for God's sake. I had no intention to do that and then just run away. Many of you think I should act like another 9-year-old brat who played a prank and tried to cover it up. 2. A little update, the situation is settled. We are not moving away. The landlord said that all of that was just a play to calm down the mother. He admitted that he panicked upon hearing her screams and said something he never intended to do. 3. Yes, the boy did something wrong. Yes, the mother was wrong too. But please don't overlook the part where I was away for an hour, and during that time, the boy was in agony, screaming without giving any explanation to anyone about what was going on. The moment I arrived and explained what was happening, everyone was freaked out. At that moment, the boy had almost no strength left to scream anymore, and yet it was awful to hear. I can't imagine how it was in the beginning. And I argued with my friends for being mad at me. Not with the mother or the boy.
Boyfriend wouldn't come with me to clinic. I am 22F. My boyfriend is 26M. We have 2 daughters together, 2 years and 11 months. A couple weeks ago we found out I'm pregnant with a third even though I took a plan B. I hate being pregnant. It's literally the most miserable and absolutely horrendous experience for me, and I don't want to go through another 9 months of it. I also know I can't handle the mental or physical load of having a third. My boyfriend agreed and also pointed out that we simply cannot afford it in any way, shape, or form. So with those reasons we came to a mutual decision and booked an appointment for today. He's known about it since I booked it. Yesterday, after I finished a full day of work, I work remotely, he helped me out with the kids for a couple hours after picking them up from daycare and then set off to work, night shift, and didn't get back till I think around 3 am-ish. Now this morning is where I feel wronged. This morning I got up at 7 am as usual to get our girls ready and to daycare. The appointment is at 10 am and due to commute and drop-off time, we would have to leave the house at 8:30 at the latest to make the appointment. I went and woke boyfriend up multiple, 4+ times. I reminded him why I was waking him up and that he promised to go with me. He looked at me from beneath the covers and all he could say was I'm really tired and looked up at me like he was waiting for me to tell him it's okay for him not to go. I stood there for a while and thought of protesting and begging him to come. All I could think in my mind is I get it, but it'll take 1.5 to 2 hours to even get there with dropping off the kids. You can sleep in the car while I drive and take care of everything. The wait time is long for these things. You could sleep in the waiting room or even parking lot until it's my turn. You just need to be there. I just need some support. But honestly, it felt so humiliating, infuriating to even have to beg for someone who's supposed to want to be there for you, to come and provide you support during something you've already told them is terrifying and traumatic to you. It's one of those situations where I'm just thinking if he wanted to, he would. I took $100 from his cash stash, in case I had a copay, and just left without a word. I wasn't about to miss this appointment to fix a situation we created together because he couldn't suck it up. At the end of the day, I would be the one suffering for 9 months. I took the girls to daycare by myself and even arranged for them to be picked up by family this afternoon so I can have some extra time to process and adjust. I guess I just needed to vent because I'm in the waiting room right now and I feel so hopeless and anxious and disappointed and hurt all at once. I feel so alone. This is horrible. I'm so sorry you had to do this alone. It's unforgivable. I hope you can find some support from others, maybe family or close friends? I feel ashamed to tell my family. The only friend I have moved to Texas a few years ago and she's the only one who knows. She calls and checks in on me, but it's not the same as having physical support.
Sat down on my friend's MacBook and broke it, offered to pay her the money for it but now she wants more because she was upgrading anyway, so it's this or she will sue me in small claims court. I had some of my friends over at my house and one of my friends invited one of her other friends to come over. She had her MacBook on my couch when I sat on it and broke it. Since it was completely my fault, I offered to pay her the money for it and she agreed. She got it 3 years ago and it cost $2,200 at the time. I told her I'd wire you the money in a week to her bank account. She's now emailed me saying that as per our conversation she's expecting the $2,700 that I have agreed for. I didn't know why she added the extra money, so I got her number from my friend and called her to find her, telling me she's now expecting me to pay for her new upgraded MacBook since she was upgrading anyway. She said if I don't agree to do that she'll be suing me in small claims court. Can a judge agree to that? Should I wire her the $2,200 or should I just tell her go sue me? Location is California. Super awesome update. I went through every single comment from the 200+ ones and I sincerely thank each and every one of you. I did some research specifically for repairing the screen for the MacBook, and for her particular model it's around $310 for the screen plus the labor costs, so I wrote her back saying that since she didn't accept my initial offer of $2,200, I'm withdrawing that offer, and offering to pay for the repair cost. She sent me an email calling me a bitch and that she's going to take me to court. I got served a few days later and went to court. I told the judge I gave her 3 options to choose from. 1. Either to write her a check for a brand new one which was $2,200. 2. Get her a refurbished one from Apple or a third party or even used which would be around $1,400, or 3. Fix her current MacBook since the screen is the only thing affected here and it would cost around $300 plus money for labor. I printed out the email I sent her and the mail she sent back refusing, demanding the $2,700 and calling me a bitch and saying we'll go to court, plus screenshots for the price quotes from different websites for a new/refurbished and the screen fix for her particular model, and gave it to the judge. I also told him that when I offered at the very beginning to get her a new one from the Apple Store, she said no, I want the money in cash. When I told her I'd give her $2,200 for a new one, she said okay, but later came asking for $2,700 because she wants to upgrade. I tried to show him how it's clearly visible that she's trying to take advantage of me. She gave the judge an attitude almost the whole time, which really pissed the judge off and helped my case, I guess. After listening to both of us, he ruled that I pay 50% of the repair costs since she negligently left her laptop on the couch. So I'll only be paying not more than $200 to $250 for the whole thing. If it weren't for you guys, I would have paid $2,200 instead of around $200, and I honestly loved her look at the end as we walked out. I feel good for following all the advice here. What's the most interesting revelation you've had about the opposite sex? Nuts move all on their own. Like the skin flexes and shifts and like crawls up and down twitching. I read it on Reddit, called bullshit, and went and inspected the spouse. Was very surprised. I learned it in the last few years. I'm not a young person. As someone who has a nutsack himself, I love how this made them sound like horrific Silent Hill-esque nightmare creatures. Put your phone torch on the other side for a fun lava lamp experience. For maximum effect, wait till he has just got out of the bath. Lightly blow cold air on them and watch them slowly retreat like a frightened turtle. There's a few minutes of amusement right there. As you leave to get on with your day, have a quick look back. You should see they have both turned a lovely bluish hue.